What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode. And today we have the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. So it's my first home race in this game. Obviously, because we're driving as Nico Hulkenberg, it's technically not really the home race, but we're not doing Germany this year. So yeah, anyway, we're just sort of pretending that this is my career mode effectively, aren't we? So I'm still going to refer to Silverstone as the home race. Anyway, this is some footage of the Austrian Grand Prix last time out. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it right now before you watch this video, cause that close shave right there where Alonso ghosted was crazy, and that was all part of a crazy race where the safety car was deployed, there were crashes, it was absolute carnage. Let's hope for more of the same at Silverstone in round 8.
Welcome to Silverstone, home of the British Grand Prix. This iconic track held the very first World Championship Formula One race back in 1950, and it's a firm favourite amongst the fans and drivers alike.
Welcome to the grid of the British Grand Prix. Obviously, we only qualified in P18, so it was a very poor showing for me. I know myself that it was a really rubbish lap. I knew straight away that it wasn't going to be very high. So yeah, anyway, the strategy for today, we're going to start on the medium tyres and go from there as we rev up to 5 red lights here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And we're underway, and it's been a decent start from me on the medium tyres. The objective is to go for a one-stop today. We're going to go squeeze very much to the inside, have to brake in for turn 1 as we go through Abbey and have to avoid the Renault of Kevin Magnussen. That's NASA in the Sauber trying to go around the outside. Anyway, we go into turn 3. There's likely to be lots of chaos on the opening lap here at Silverstone. There always is in this game. I'm being pinched in the middle here. Need to be very careful. Bide my time. That's the McLaren of Button, and there's the Renault of Magnussen on my outside. I need to make sure I leave the space and try not to get caught up in any on-track incidents. The Dane has got us for now as we head down towards Village, Brooklands and Woodcote. Sorry, I can't remember the corners. I know I should. This is Woodcote. We've just come out of Brooklands. We're going down the inside of Magnussen, and there we go. My teammate Perez started P8, so he's had a really poor start. He's down in 14th as we head down towards Copse now. Obviously that famous, it will be iconic, I'm sure, crash that happened just here between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton at the real-life British Grand Prix. Anyway, we got down the inside of Button there as we head towards Maggots and Beckett's, and I absolutely love these corners on this track, but Perez, there, he actually ends up brake checking me, and Button, he's going to try and barge his way through. Yes, he is. Now, I said Spain is the AI strongest track. After this race, I take that back. The AI, as I discovered in this race, are absolutely mental around here, which made it very, very difficult for me throughout the duration of this Grand Prix. This is one of my personal favourite tracks. It's easy in my top 5. I love driving around here, and I'd say generally I'm very quick around here. Apart from Monaco, this genuinely might be my second fastest track. It's really OP one for the AI as well, which is very unfortunate as it potentially prevents me getting a good result. Anyway, we're behind Fernando Alonso now. We've started lap number 3 of this fantastic circuit as we head through Abbey. I'm getting a decent run on the McLaren, and Village is a corner where I noticed the AI are particularly slow, so I'm just having a look there on the Spaniard, and I want to see if I could try and maybe send one to the inside. Instead, I'm going to try and go round the outside on Fernando Alonso, but what's he doing there? He just spun me round. We've been spun round by the McLaren, and we've lost a whole heap of places, and we're down to P18. In the end, Alonso is still behind us, so there's a bit of bad karma for you. We're going to obviously insert Alonso's famous karma radio there. I'm not actually going to do it, but you know, you can just picture it inside your head, can't you? Anyway, oh, that is not what we needed. The Spaniard ended up spinning us around. I clearly had the position there on the outside, and the McLaren just didn't leave me enough space. Otherwise, you know, you saw me, I clearly had track position to go clean round the outside at Village. So that's very disappointing for me, and now I'm being put under tons of pressure by the Sauber of Felipe Massa as we head through Maggots and now Beckett's. But thankfully, the fact that I can keep it in relatively 7th and 8th gear through that complex of corners means that I can stay ahead as we head onto the back straight. And a few corners later, well, I've actually caught up to Button. He's gone a little bit deep there into turn 3. We've got a very good chance of getting a move on the McLaren here. DRS activated as we head down the Wellington Straight. This is going to be a crucial part of the Grand Prix. We're getting closer and closer to getting ahead, but in the end, I'm massively on the brake. And the tyre wear kicks in, and Button manages to stay ahead. Can we maybe get another move? No, Button gets a great exit out of Woodcote, and that's going to be the end of that for now. But forgetting about now, this is on to lap 5, and we have once and for all got the move done on Jenson Button, the 2009 World Champion. Got it into turn 3 this time. I was a lot closer coming through the final couple of corners, and that allowed me to shape up the move. And this time, thankfully, I get my braking point spot on, and we can head after the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. As now we go to the Hangar Straights. At the end of that, Button got a great exit. He was practically pushing me through Maggots and Beckett's. In the end, you saw the McLaren pop up in my wing mirrors there, but actually he went onto the grass, and that's the end of that. And Jeff is now just alerting me the fact that the tyres are going off. He doesn't need to alert me because I can feel it. They're just going off a cliff now, and by the end we get to lap 8. Look at the tyre wear icon now. We've been promoted into P8 due to lots of the AI making pit stops. And speaking of pit stops, we're going to make our sole stop of the Grand Prix right now. Into the pit lane we go then, and the plan is actually to go to the soft tyre. Obviously this is the hardest compound of tyre on offer at this circuit. We started on the medium, and the plan is to go to the soft to hopefully have a little bit more speed at the end of the Grand Prix, meaning we can be a bit more aggressive. Now hopefully we don't drop too far down the order in the pit lane. What's the stop time? 2.5, 2 tenths more than the estimated time, but nevertheless we're all currently in P17, P18 even, if you're looking at the standings, P20. So yeah, this is not good. We're not going to be scoring points today, I can almost guarantee that. And there we go, we're going to exit the pits in 20th place. Oh dear. Yeah, that's not very nice. Anyway, this is Romain Grosjean, and we're going to send it to the inside already at Village. And there we go, we've ticked off the Frenchman. He was on the hard tyre, so he would have been very slow in holding me up. He went in the pit lane just before us. Anyway, we're going to get my head down. Let's see if we can catch up to anyone else. And we've done exactly that on lap number 11 of 13, and we're going to do the exact same move as we did to Romain Grosjean on my teammate Sergio Perez. He's got absolutely no issues with his qualifying pace, but Perez's race pace just seems to be really poor in this game. And on to the next lap, and this is Felipe Nasr, but I've gone really deep there into Woodcote, and there you go. Jeff alerting me that the tyres are starting to go off, and undoubtedly so. That's allowed the Brazilian in the Sauber to pull out a little bit of a gap. We're on the penultimate lap now, the British Grand Prix, and I'll be honest, not much has happened on this second stint. Well, just in this race in general, it's definitely not been the most exciting British Grand Prix. But anyway, we're going to see if we can finish on a high. Navigating through Maggots and Beckett's becomes harder to take at higher speeds, obviously, once the tyres are going off. Let's move on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We have got a little bit of DRS, and we're catching up to Nasr, and there's one of the Manners as well. I think that's Pascal Wehrlein. Nasr's gone deep into Woodcote. This is going to allow me to go up the inside. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton has won the British Grand Prix. That's 7 wins in 8 races this season. What is this man taking before these races? I swear he's just on a different planet. His AI must be like 200 rating. Anyway, we're just trying to see if we can keep Nasr at bay for the last time as we navigate through Maggots and Beckett's, one of my favourite corners. Just the flowing sequence of it at high speed is really fun to drive. Onto the Hangar Straight for the last time. We've managed to nab a bit of DRS off Wehrlein, but he gets a great exit in the end out of the complex of high speed corners. Into turn 17 we go. I think it's 17, as I said, I can't remember. Yeah, it's been a long day. Spitfire is tired. But anyway, in we come to the final couple of corners. On the exit, hook it up nicely out of club, and that's a very disappointing race weekend, and we're going to finish P17 at the British Grand Prix. This has by far been a race to forget, but it's not because I've driven badly, it's more because the AI are just OP. So there you go, there's your results from Silverstone. Hamilton wins, only by a second though, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo back on the podium. Rosberg only finishes 3rd, but we know what his AI is like this season. Good result for Kvyat in 6th, Gutierrez and Sainz score points as well. There's the remainder of the points. In the end, Fernando Alonso finishes last. For some reason, I had a 2-second penalty, which meant that Nasr finished ahead of me. I genuinely don't know why or when I picked that up. Anyway, my poor result today means I dropped to 6th in the standings because Ricciardo overtakes us. The battle for 2nd and 4th is very much heating up. Vettel, Rosberg, Raikkonen and Hamilton has just on a different planet right now. He's got a huge lead out in front. In the Constructors, Red Bull also overtake us with both cars in the points today because myself and Perez failed to score. And we're hopefully going to look for some better results as we head into Spa at the next race. Anyway, a very disappointing round at Silverstone comes to a conclusion, and that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Please, let's get to 200 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord, both links in the description below. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.